Gangsta Greed, hope you're sorry. This is your boy Nore.
What up, it's DJ EFN.
And this is motherfucking Drink Chats Podcast. Make some noise!
Get it poppin'.
And right now,
Legendary shit.
we have what I would like to call the king of hip hop. What I would like to call the king of alternate. What I mean by that is after your career has been done, he's the person who put out the blueprint
Right.
for what you're supposed to do after your rhymes. This motherfucker is the king of Queens. I'm saying it. I'm from Queens. I feel like I have the authority. He's the king of Queens, the king of New York, the king of hip hop. First artist ever signed to Def Jam Records. Which means that I might not exist if it wasn't for this motherfucker.
A lot of people wouldn't have existed.
A lot of people wouldn't have existed. Because even Run DMC wasn't even on Def Jam. This is real shit. And right now, we got the Godfather. I might just call him the father. Of motherfucking Queens, New York, and everything else. We got LL Cool J in the motherfucking building. Make some
Appreciate that love.
LL, listen, can I call you LL?
Of course.
In my mind, I always call you Uncle L. In my mind, I don't know why. Like I just,
baby.
like even when you say what's up to me, I'll be like, Uncle L, how you doing? Like
It's all love.
I got so much respect for you.
Thank you, and not for you, man.
And then you came to my hood though.
No
you
question.
remember?
Of course.
You came to my hood.
Blood money.
It made me like. And then Run DMC came too, and Diggy Simmons came, and then Diggy Simmons he's smashing all the little girls in my hood now. But
He put a foul thought in his mind. He didn't want to even picture that.
You got running around putting out fires over there.
but Al, we
It's
got
not his baby. I don't care what you say. It's not his baby.
But Al, I gotta tell you how important you mean to Queens.
Thank you, man.
Not only Queens, because if you look at Queens, you look at people like you, Nas, Run DMC, you gotta look at the whole spectrum of hip hop.
Yeah.
So if you say a person was a leader of Queens, a person was actually the leader of a whole generation. So now you have people like Drake, you have people like Ja Rule, you have people, all these people who actually, they can't say they didn't pattern their style after you.
Right.
How do you feel about that?
Well, hip hop is a complex thing, man. I mean, at the end of the day, like, if you're a decent looking fella, you gotta damn near kill yourself to be accepted by dudes. You know what I mean?
By dudes?
Yeah, pretty much.
But the
starts
bitches
there.
fuck with you.
I mean, look at Pac. I mean,
Right.
he was a handsome dude, but look what he had to do in
Always
order
had to
for
deal with
guys to
beef and
accept
shit.
him.
Yeah.
You know?
Deep.
I mean, if I made one more chance, they would have called it a love song. But from Biggie, it was something
Right.
else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's crazy.
So, it's kind of like, you gotta have, it takes courage to do what you love and to do what you believe in, you know what I'm saying? And that was my thing. It wasn't a matter of, I just wanted to have girls. You know what I mean? Most of my
the
friends
name.
did too. I mean,
did
for the
too.
most part. So, so I figured I'd make some songs and try to get some. I didn't, I didn't realize that that was like, because the thing with hip hop is that, if you're not spitting gun bars and talking about packs, that GOAT title is gonna be elusive for you. Because most of the time the voting members. That's what they really, the fellas really, that's what they really want. And I too, what I'm saying? But, I just decided that I was going to do what I wanted to do. I had the balls to just do what I wanted to do. So, I did hard records and love records and hard records and weird records and creative artsy shit.
Man,
Do you think because I think that LL perfected the hard record and then the crossover record after that. And then Biggie kind of took that style, and the reason why I want to ask you have you ever thought like that? Because of the flavor in your ear, it was like they kind of try to keep you closer. This is me as a fan.
Yeah.
I have no
Well, the flavor in your ear,
facts.
I mean, flavor in your ear, first of all, flavor in your ear is so crazy because so many people thought, hey, shit, they thought I was talking about trannies or some shit. You know what I mean?
No, I never heard the story,
yeah, like, you know what I mean? He said, hey, shit, all these pervs running around here, man. They like, yeah,
No, we never heard this story.
You know what he's talking about? Yeah. No, homie. I wasn't talking about that.
Right.
Shout out to my man, Top Fife.
Right.
That was something that
Big up
we used
Top
to
Fife.
say all the time, you know what I'm saying? Just to, his shit, when it was on and popping. I had no idea that when they was going to spell out the syllables, we was going to be in, you know, with all love and respect, you know, Trannyville, you know what I mean? I didn't know we was going to be there, you know, with all love and respect to everybody, you know, do what you want. I ain't beefing, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, you know, look, man, whether it's Big or Nas or, you know, the other guys, like, I respect all the artists for what they do, you know what I'm saying? And I respect anybody who's original and does it from the heart, does it from the soul. Like, you know, I was listening to that Kendrick record and when he had said, you know, he does it from the soul, you do it, you know, for you it comes from the meds. Something I'm paraphrasing, you know what I'm saying? I just love... I love hip hop, you know, I love the culture, you know, I love everything about it. But the thing was, you know, also at the same time, you know, I was never gonna be a slave to the music business. You dig?
Meaning?
So, meaning that the first time that I went and sat down and said, yo, I'd like to get X amount as an advance to this album, and somebody like, they shoulders shook a little bit.
Was
I
this
said, I
when
need
you
to do
brung
some
your
TV.
radio? And you brung your radio and you was like, I can't live my
This was after that.
Oh, right.
When I brought the radio, I done took a hero. Look at the hero. I took a hero. Yeah. But you know, how soon we forget. You know what I mean? And so you know, but I just, you know, look, man, I just like to do everything, you know.
Right.
I don't feel like you should limit yourself.
Right.
You know,
No,
if you have the
you taught me
talent,
that.
if you have the talent to do many things, you shouldn't be afraid to do that because dreams don't have deadlines. And, you know, a lot of times, you know, in our culture, especially in the black community and as young males, you know, we get boxed in to what?
marginalized.
Yeah, well, no, not just marginalized by mainstream society, but boxed in the sense that, you know, you feel like there's certain things that you might have dreams, but you don't think it's cool. You know what I'm saying? You might
Like
want
dreams of being a doctor.
you might be into origami.
Yeah,
you might be into something
exactly.
weird,
Something different.
like knitting, like blankets,
Right.
like and putting them over gates, like
you think
something that.
Man,
and you think because you're not a rapper or you're not a basketball player, you're not cool.
And we
got to take that out.
We do that to ourselves with our music too,
Right.
Because we don't give
Like you
ourselves
pigeonhole
freedom.
yourself.
We don't give ourselves freedom.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like we don't give ourselves the freedom to do what we want to do. We always
Right.
feel like, you know, every time I make a song, I got to worry about what this particular set of friends thinks. Forget my imagination,
Right.
but I might be imagining some other shit. It's not that I don't want to make records that my friends like,
Right.
but what if I think of something else? Why can't I
Bigger
do
than
that?
that, yeah.
Right, why can't I do that? And
Right.
so that's the thing that I always acted on that impulse, you know? I never, you know, I never was, like, I just wouldn't listen to that. You
Right.
know what I mean? Like, I just do what I want to do.
Because
you know?
who do you love? Yo, but I gotta get to this. I've been seeing you for 20 years, and I never asked you this question. What is pink cookies in a plastic bag, my brother?
Getting crushed by buildings.
Getting crushed
And they're getting crushed by buildings.
I ain't gonna lie. I've been going with whatever any nigga said.
I'll tell you
If a
what it
nigga
really
said that's
let me-
putting on
let
the
me
We
car,
don't
explain.
have an
I'm
idea
like,
of what it means.
that's
No.
It makes sense.
No. I was on the phone with a girl, right? And you know, I was at Marley's studio and she was talking.
Marley Marl.
Marley
Let's
Marl.
make some noise for Marley
Marley
Marl.
Marl, yeah.
Queen straight to the building.
Yeah, and I had smelled some weed, but I didn't inhale, you know? You know, after I had smelled the weed, you know, after smelling the weed, I laid on the couch and I was talking to this girl and she said, I was like, you know, yeah. She was like, what are you talking about? I said, baby, I don't know. I'm thinking about pink cookies in a plastic bag getting crushed by buildings right now. And she said, what? And when she said, what? I was like, oh, shit, that's a song. He's calling you back. I said, yo, Molly. Yo, let's get it. So I went walked downstairs, you know, and me and Molly made the record.
Yo, I
You know
knew
what I mean?
it.
You know what I
I knew. Let me tell you something. It was so complicated that I knew the explanation was mad simple.
Yeah, it was mad simple. Yeah, it wasn't nothing.
I knew as an artist.
Yeah, I ain't, you know, I ain't, Yeah, I'm not even, I ain't come here to lie and run for office. No, it's what it was, you know. And I had miniature satellites floating in closets, spying in pockets.
Right.
I had a few of them.
Right.
Oh, I got more of them. Jumping out of a football, jumping out of a helicopter into a football stadium filled with cotton candy and shit. All kind of shit.
I'm gonna tell you
some crazy shit.
I'm gonna tell you one thing, Al. I know you don't know you taught me this. I know you don't know you taught me this. But I was on the top 40 tour, right? Mm-hmm. And I only had 7 dates on the top 40 tour. Y'all had like 70, right? I had 7. And I didn't ride on a private jet. I was commercial. Everybody else was. But it was you, Fat Joe, Puff Daddy, Ja Rule. This is that type. But I got 7 dates. So every date that I had with you, like you had your room and then you had your room for your people.
Right.
And I never disrupted you. I never came in there. But there was one day I was like, can I speak to Al? And Al was like, who is it? And they said, Nore. He said, let that nigga in here. And I felt like he was shadow boxing. I don't know.
Yeah, I did. I do that before the show. Yeah, I do
felt
that.
like you was shadow boxing. So you came in and I said, yo, Al, because you had gave out roses this night. You had gave out roses, right? So I said, Al, like I'm 18, 19 at the time. I'm so young. So I'm like, Al, every girl in the crowd is for you. Why are you not out there? And you know what she told me?
Huh.
You said, I rolled my wife. And I said, why? And he said, because I never get in trouble.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. To this day, I roll my wife.
Yeah.
I roll my wife. L caught me that, goddammit. Because
you really don't, why give the money back? You know what I mean? It's mine. I'm not giving it back. Like, easy. Like,
right. And you know what the crazy thing is? Younger brothers come up to me and be like, yo, Nore, why are you rolling with your wife? And I just be like, I'm gonna use that now. Would you say? I don't want to give the money back.
Why give the money back? But I have moments, Nore, in my life. You know what I mean? I've
No, I'm LL now. I'm not Nore. Don't look at me, Nore.
Yeah. But but at the same time, we can't. You got easy, Tiger. You know, it's raw. It's rough out there. Some deep water out there, baby.
I didn't know though. When you told me that,
yeah,
I was like, Al's bugging.
Well,
and then I had to actually live. And then when I lived, I said,
so you thought he was bugging out when he told you that?
oh no,
Of course.
in my mind, I probably said,
of course,
he's retarded, like in his face. And then years later, I was like,
you got it.
I understood.
That reminds me of a story. I won't say his name because I don't want to
Okay, you
embarrass
can
him.
say his name. Nobody listens to us, Al.
It's
Nobody
a
listens to us.
rap dude, right? It's a rap dude, back in the day, he came up to me like, yo, Al, let me hold something. He took some paper. Yo, let me hold something. And I tried to tell him about, he's like, yo, Al, let me hold something. And I tried to tell him, talk to him about stocks and bonds and shit like that. He was like, yo, Al, man, you talking about some stock. Let me hold something, man. Like stocks and bonds and shit, man. So that reminds me of that. Like, at a point, you only can understand it when you're ready for it. You dig what I'm saying?
I was not ready for it.
And a lot of times, and that's true with music too. Because you can do music and put it out there and people just don't understand it and it flies over their head and they catch it later. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes that happens too.
Who ever seen LL perform before? I see. Raise your hands, goddammit. There should be more people raising their fucking hands. Let me just tell you something. At one point in the show, he takes off his shirt and he just gives every woman a flower.
Yeah.
And they super wet. You could just tell because their heads start getting wet. Just like, damn, are you wet? Like,
that's the goal.
and yo, so I'm a kid. I'm 18, 19 years old. Chris Lighty's like, yo, you gotta go. You gotta follow LL. I'm like, all right, cool. And I'm doing it. They all on private planes. It's okay. I'm getting there. It's commercial, but it's okay. I'm still happy. And I'm like, Al. And Al was like, he knocked none of them down.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe it. Like, at first I was like, yo.
Yeah.
And you was so content. And now
God ain't
I
gonna
live
give you
like
nothing you can't handle.
Project. I live like L. Do you improve my lifestyle?
What am I, the moral police? Yeah. You are. Yo, Lil, you got 7 wives in there, homie. I ain't judging, baby.
He still needs you to approve.
The last dude that's ever gonna judge you is me.
No,
you know
but I
what
still
mean?
need you to approve my lifestyle. Just say I approve.
I approve. You know what I mean? Mellow Cool J and I approve this message.
I live 10 years behind you. So now,
because you know I got Halloween in my closet, so I ain't fronting.
Al.
You know what I mean? All type of bones and costumes and type of bones.
Get away from that.
Wrist bones.
Stay with me.
Backbones, spines hanging over the closet door. Skulls.
So Al,
Come on, man.
I gotta ask you this. This is not for the podcast. This is not for anything.
Mm-hmm.
This is because I sincerely respect LL Cool
Thank
J.
you.
I love LL Cool J. I looked up to LL Cool J. But you did kind of crush Cannabis' career early. And I never knew why. Like, me personally. Like,
You don't know why?
no, I know the industry answer why.
I mean, you know the real.
Did he disrespect you in the session? What happened? Because you're a Queens nigga, and I respect it. Whatever way you went,
I'll tell you exactly what happened. I mean, the real honest answer is that, one day, I was on my way to the studio and he came up to me and,
because you
my
crushed his
ego
career.
was a little taller than me. I'm not going to
You crushed his career
No, my ego
early.
was a little taller than me, a little bit. So, he walked up and he was like, yo, L, yo, your tattoo, man, I like your tattoo. I'm gonna get one like that. I said, nah, homie, you gotta get your own. I didn't understand that, like mentally, like I just didn't understand that. Nah, man, you gotta get your own joint. Like I didn't really, I just didn't understand it. Like it was no disrespect. I was like, nah, you got your own. Like, nah, I'm get one like that. And then after we had that conversation, when I went in and heard his bars, he said, "Is that a mic on your arm? Let me bar that." And I just was like. I just did not understand. I couldn't understand it, homie. I blinked.
Okay,
I blinked, and that was it.
Take me from that moment.
No, but is
No,
it
I'ma
true
tell
that he
you.
already had? Is it
No.
true that you already had your verse and then you changed it? Is that
No,
that's what people
not true.
said?
No.
Yeah.
The truth is,
Right.
I went in, I heard what he said, and I responded to the
Right,
shit.
right.
That's
On
the
the
truth.
record, right.
On your
same
record.
record.
You didn't take him off your record.
No, that's kinda ill.
I was too ignorant for that. A smart guy, Jay-Z would have took him off the record, Let's do it smart. I was an idiot.
I don't think anybody ever did that.
Ignorance. Just ignoramus. Just leave him on the record.
I'm gonna tell you something. At that time, I was running around Def Jam, and Leo Combs said, and I went Leo opens for some reason, and he said, "Nore, do you know what's going on?" But I'm acting like I'm dumb. I'm like, no. He said, LL is battling cannabis. But mind you, he's dead serious. So I'm just looking at him. But mind you, I know what's going on. But I'm like, word?
Nah,
He's like, yo.
But then,
Go ahead.
yeah. But see, the thing is, what people don't know is that after that, I saw him, Cannabis, and
After you crushed his career.
Well, no.
This is before the battle records, the two battle
I saw him
records.
and I said, yo, he was just debating about putting a song about me out. I said, yo, don't. I went to him. I said, yo, you know what? Okay, it happened on the record. I said, first of all, nobody's gonna know if you don't make a record. I said, that's the first thing.
Wow.
I never knew.
And then-
that's a very important part of the
Yeah,
story.
I told him this.
So you saying before his
Before
reaction record
before
came?
his reaction record came out,
Wow.
I met with him.
I
and I
never
said,
knew that.
I said, yo, don't put no record out. Nobody's gonna know. Just leave it. And I got a little high-headed.
It's
Let's just
between
leave it.
y'all.
Yeah, it was between us.
Okay.
I said, leave. He said, oh no, if I don't put it out, it'll be politics. And
Right.
I'm like, and then Wyclef's over in the corner aiding and abetting and shit.
Yeah, Wyclef
And,
fucked him up. Wyclef fucked him up.
You know what I mean?
Wyclef, you fucked him up. You gassed him up to the wrong battle. And then we love you, Wyclef.
Nah, I love Cliff. It's all good.
Yeah.
So, but then he put the record out, and then because I told him, I said, yo, let's just do a record together. Ooh. You know what I mean?
You said that?
Yes.
I said that to a
Yes,
person
I
from
said
my
we should have
hood.
did a record. Let's just do a record together. We could, because I didn't really want the drama, but
Right.
it is what it is,
Right.
And then I just responded, and that was it, and we did what we did, and
Second round knockout and Return of the Ripper.
And you
know.
crushed his career. Let's make some noise for LL crushing his career. I'm sorry. You ain't gotta make no noise. Don't worry about it. We gonna make noise for you.
And then don't forget Kumo D and him too.
I'm going to Kumo D.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
going to Kumo D. But how did the Kumo D shit start? How did that start? Because it seems like LL. You might not start it, but you definitely finished it.
Well, I said on the record, I said I'm only 18 making more than your pops, and he felt offended by that.
What? The more than 18.
Making more than your pops. And he was offended because he thought it was the wrong message.
Because he was making more than his pops.
Well, no, he thought I was sending a bad message to young kids out there like I was. Because look, when I was growing up, 16, 17, 18, like 17, 18, 19, I was always with Rich Porter, I was always with Alpo and AZ, and my man Big Chuck from Mount Vernon took me with them. So that's who I used to be always hanging up with. I would be on 132 and
Fat
I
Cat.
was always uptown. Not Fat Cat, even though he was from Queens. I know Preem and I knew, the Furtado brothers and all of them. I knew them, but I was like a
Make
shorty.
some noise for LL.
No.
Shout out, real drug dealers. That's real drug dealers right there.
I was a shorty. So when I knew the Furtados, they was giving me warm champagne. Like, hey man, you're begging for champagne. You know what I mean? But when I started hanging out with Chuck,
We got cold champagne.
Yeah, I got
right?
cold
It's cold.
champagne.
It's cold.
All the champagne's cold
It's
now.
cold. It's cold.
It's not. Yeah, I don't take it personally.
Gotta make sure.
So when I used to hang with Alpo, and when Chuck would take me around to hang with Alpo and AZ and Rich and all of them, and Black Just used to come a little later.
Black Just, God
later
bless.
on, and,
God bless.
and may he rest in peace. I just came up, in a different, thought process. You know what I'm saying? And I just tried to do things right. You know what I mean? That's all, basically.
Did you know Bimmy was the biggest drug dealer in Queens when you was hanging with him? At one point? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I know Bim's my man. You know what I'm saying? I hung with Bim. The whole time. I saw
man
Bim.
too.
I
didn't
saw
know.
Bim in some of his initial escapades.
He got freckles.
Right.
You don't know he's selling cocaine.
But you know what the thing is about that? What people have to understand about that is that, first of all, we don't want to glorify that.
No, we
because
don't.
it's not cute.
We do not.
And it's a tough life.
And
it destroys lives. And most of the guys that are really doing it for real wish they weren't. Okay, and the ones that are really successful at it really wish they were successful at something else, anything else. This is a horrible way to live. Okay, and we can front and act like it isn't, but it is. It's a very tough way to live, all right? Because I've seen it firsthand for real. And but it taught me a lot, though. I learned a lot. I forgot the point I was trying to make because I was
because you know why? I'm telling you the point that you're trying to make because. At one point...
with Kumo D.
Okay,
right.
Kumo D.
So basically, he thought that I was glorifying that lifestyle when I said 18
So
making
he was
more than
the
your pop.
original background.
So he wanted to, be conscious about that. But what he didn't understand is that...
That you're going to crush him.
No, that I'm an 18-year-old young man and I don't know anything else but this. When you're growing up in the hood... When you're growing up in the hood...
going to crush him.
Yeah, but when you're growing up in the hood and I see a car drive by, that's all I know. It ain't, and I see a guy, how he gets it, that's all I know. It's not about, I'm not even thinking about right and wrong and consequences and ruining my life, and you don't even think on that level. That doesn't even come into your brain. The only thing you think is, I'm here and the money's there, and where do I gotta go to get it? That's all you really think about. Now when you're older, you get in your 30s, your late 20s, and maybe even 40, you can start reflecting and kind of cleaning up your life. So I think he had the right intention, but the problem was that he wasn't merciful in understanding that I was a young kid and this is all I was thinking. Now on the MC level, I've never shied away from trying to snap somebody's head off.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like you still want to battle right now.
You know the giant wire cutters?
Battle you right now.
I feel like you still want to battle a nigga right now. If a nigga fucking... I felt like you was gonna beat up Charlamagne recently. What happened?
Damn.
Did I
my thing. No. Now my thing with homie is he likes to get on the radio and bully people. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I don't like bullies.
Me neither.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I really don't like bullies.
Yeah.
And, I understand he's a smart guy. I get that. But the bully thing didn't work for me. And I felt like he was picking on me and undermining my brand and my vibe. You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't going to go up there and do the baby thing. I just told him, listen, where you go? No, let me just keep it real. I wasn't going to go up there and do that. I love baby. That's my man. But I wasn't doing that.
Right.
I'm not going to go to your show and be on camera at your show talking shit with you and while you make money. We're not doing that.
And by the way, that's the most viewed
I'm
ever.
sure it is. And I'm sure you saw a lot of sponsorship.
Seconds. Yes.
But my thing was, look, you know, I said, look, let's just box a charity. You know, I give 100,
Al, you gotta stop
300,000.
offering to beat people up, Al.
Nah, but I was aggravated.
You're gonna get sued.
No,
No,
not for charity.
Al, you gotta
not
stop
when you boxing for charity.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
I'm boxing for charity.
It's a good
No,
cause.
Al, I'm gonna be honest with you. Nobody want to box for Al.
I didn't want to, you know, listen,
Nobody
I don't,
wanna-
I don't, but look, let me
Soulja
just
Boy
say this.
boxing.
I don't want, I have no problems with him. I wish him the best. Just leave me alone and don't pick on me.
Just so you
don't
know.
pick on. I don't like to get
Just
picked
so you
on.
know, Al, you can
Nobody
beat everybody.
out there watching this podcast. No, I can't. I don't claim to
You
be
can
the
beat everybody
MMA
in
man.
hip-hop,
I
Al.
don't, don't get carried away. But there's some crazy ones in hip-hop. But everybody watching this podcast, don't bully. Don't be bullies and don't pick on people. Because that was my only problem with him.
Right. And you felt like he was picking on you.
Yeah, because he's always got something to say. Like, he doesn't understand. Like, I'll give you an example. Like, you know, everybody was mad at me, and I understand their point of view, but everybody was mad at me about, you know, that whole accidental racist record. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, with the
and that was a big conversation.
country singer.
Right.
Okay.
And they thought, you know, L's, you know, aiding and abetting us forgetting slavery.
You gotta listen to your verse. Your verse when we saying the change.
Yeah, they
and
didn't.
all that.
But what they didn't understand is that, you know, now fast forward and look at the shape the country's in, and you think about what me and him was attempting to do. It was ideological, but look at where the shape the country's in now. You dig? People at that point thought that I was out of my mind for comparing a do-rag to a Confederate flag. But now you're seeing little brothers get shot down every day because of their outfits. Whether it's a hoodie, it may not be a do-rag, but maybe it's a hoodie with Trayvon. Maybe it's some sagging jeans. Maybe it's a brother outside a SUV getting shot down. That's the thing I was talking about. I was trying to humanize us. I would never suggest that we forget our history. That's absurd. It's ludicrous. But you gotta be willing to, like, I'll give you another example. Like, people was mad at me when I said, oh, R.I.P. Robert E. Lee. Oh, I hate L. Yeah, how could he say that? Robert E. Lee. R.I.P. Robert E. Lee. They hated me. He was a general in the Confederate Army. Yeah, I understand how people feel.
Right.
But when that racist dude ran up in that church and he shot up all of those people in that black church down south, and then those black people got together and said, you know what? You know, we're praying for him and we forgive him and we want to send love to him. The country held them in high esteem because they were able to get beyond their emotions and see the bigger picture. And that's what I was trying to show people. You know what I'm saying? But it took 4 years and all of these people dying by the hands of corrupt police, because not all police are corrupt. You know what I mean? But dying by the hands of some of these corrupt policemen and dying at the hands of in the wrong way for people to understand that what I was saying and what me and Brad were attempting to do was very real. You know what I'm saying? But that's why that whole they laugh at you, then they ignore you, then they fight you, then you win thing is true, because they laughed at us then, you know? SNL, everybody was laughing at us, you know? But then when you and then they ignored us. But now look at what's going on. Now they trying to fight that same, they trying to promote those same vibes, those same values that we talked about. So, you know, that's about the courage. That's about art. You know, that's what art does. It provokes people. You know what I'm saying?
I just want to say to you, if you don't know how much you appreciate it in the hip-hop.
No, but I appreciate hip-hop.
No, but listen, let me just tell you something. If it wasn't for LL Cool J, there wouldn't be a Nas. If it wasn't for a Nas, there wouldn't be a Mobb Deep. If it wasn't for a Mobb Deep, there wouldn't be a Capone and Noriega. So me personally, I want to look at you face to face, eye to eye, man to man, and tell you how much that not only Queens, because we're not Queens, it's limited. Even though Queens, we run the world. Y'all can make noise for that.
Yeah, your man is from Queens.
Even though we from Queens, we run the world. But
Trump
you
is
know
from
what?
Queens. That's pretty funny. Yeah,
I did hear that. I did hear that.
Are you kidding me? I had a condo around the corner from his house.
Make some noise for LL being rich for 20 years. God damn it. He had a condo around Trump. God damn it. I'm not gonna lie. I was this close to buying a condo next in his building because it was cost effective.
Cost effective? Yeah, for Noriega being rich. Cost effective. The condo in the Trump joint. Woo-hoo!
I do that. That's my job. Yo, but you came one day. I'm shooting a Blood Money video.
Yeah.
The most disrespectful record on my album, and I call for LL Cool J to come through, and LL Cool J comes through my motherfucking hood.
Well, first of all, I always loved your music.
Oh,
No, I always loved your music. I always felt your music. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you,
what, all of that. Well, you know, you introduced the world to the Neptunes and all that. I mean, you put
You can make some noise for that.
You put Pharrell on the map.
But
I met Pharrell because of you. I came to your
shit.
session and met Pharrell. Wow. And that's when I did Love You Better. I ended up ultimately doing Love You Better and all Americans. But you've done a lot. You're an important person.
Thank you, Al.
in what we're doing. That's why the podcast is so successful. I've been watching it. I've been watching episodes and
you
enjoying
got a deal with
hilarious.
CBS, and me and EFN, we got some deals to bring you.
I got you covered. I got a lot of stuff. Yeah. I got some things.
No. And the lip sync battle.
Yeah.
Was that your idea, or was that somebody else?
Well, the idea came from John Krasinski and Steve Merchant, and they brought it, through Jimmy.
They sound rich. I don't know who they are, but they sound rich.
They're rich now. It came to us, and basically, but I own the format along with my partners, and we've sold the format in over 150 countries around the world, and we have like a partnership with like Carnival Cruises, and the app is starting to grow now and really doing well. The Lip Sync Battle app, and the show, and we've also. We have different versions of the show around the world. So like in Thailand, there's like it'd be a Thai host doing their lip sync battle. And we just did like deals in the Ukraine, and we did a deal in Russia, and we did a deal, in China. We just did a big deal in China for lip sync battle. So that thing is global. And then, what people don't know is with like NCISLA, I also have a vested interest in the show. I'm not just an actor on the show. I have an actual.
That's the guy where you
with Sam Hanna with the shirts on and all that.
Shooting people.
Yeah, and I'm
shooting
catching
niggas.
terrorists. And that's in 200 countries around the world as well. You know what I'm saying? So it's it's really going well. It's going well. Yeah.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. When I looked at hip hop, right, I was tired of hip hop. I was just tired. I loved it. I still wanted to make it, but I couldn't. God bless the dead. After Chris Lighty died, I couldn't actually attack it the way I wanted to attack it. So I said, fuck it. Let me just think of something else.
Right.
And all I did was look at you. I looked at you and said, what the fuck is L doing? And L, because you in shape. I wasn't in shape back then.
You in shape. You good now.
I'm a little okay.
You look like you doing handstand or something. Like you got something popping.
I be watching your Instagram. But
I be watching your Instagram.
You get inspired?
Killing me.
But
shit, my Instagram.
But I sat back and I said, what can I do to do something else other than hip hop? Because music just gets boring. Even if you're making money, music just gets boring.
Nah, but you know what, Nore? Let me tell you something, man. I don't feel that way. I think my thing is I just never limit myself. And like I said, if you have more than one talent, you should utilize them all. You know what I'm saying? If you're a Deion Sanders and you can play baseball and football, play both.
Play both.
Music is not off the table for me. I'm not telling you that I'll never make another record. It's just right now.
You're gonna make another record.
Right. Well, right now my priority is
on
TV
Thugged Out
because
Militainment.
Make
some noise for that. We signing you, Al.
Great business move. Great move.
I'm sorry, Al. I'm sorry.
I love it.
That was.
So, it's beautiful.
Right.
So I'm not saying it's off the table, but you gotta try different things. You gotta move. You gotta, you know what I'm saying, like make things happen and not be like afraid to like fall back for a second. Like I'm not afraid. Like I don't feel like, if I make a song, it'll be like I never left. As soon as after the record go off.
Cause In Too Deep.
Yeah.
This movie.
Oh yeah, that was.
You stuck a pole stick up a nigga ass.
Yeah. 8 ball, back pocket.
I didn't know you actually took the 8 ball too. I just thought it was sick. I'm sorry, Al. I didn't know you put a pool. Nah. You went there.
Yeah, but
Don't worry, Al. Don't worry, Al.
The videos, the movies and
Uncle
stuff.
Al, sorry.
Yeah, it's all love.
I'm gonna address you as Uncle Al.
When it comes to the movies, I don't limit myself with the characters, whatever role it is. I'm not above any role or below any role. It's if I respond to the role and I feel like it's something good, I'll do it. Right now, I'm playing Sam Hanna on NCIS Los Angeles. It's a lot of fun. We're going into our 9th season.
I'll be seeing like this. You pull out your gun very professional now.
Oh, but let me tell you why.
I can tell now you learn. He be like that.
Nah, he talking about hitting them with the, freeze, you know what I mean? Freeze, all that.
Daddy Farmer's Boulevard and all.
Yeah. Now I went down to like Camp Pendleton, and trained with like the Marines and the special ops guys, the sailors down there. You know, hung out with a master gunnery sergeant from the Marines who taught me a lot. I went to SWAT school. You know, and did a lot of
let's go back to
tactical
In Too
training.
Deep. You stick the nigga in his
Yeah,
ass.
hit him in his. Yeah. He got.
What's the next question? Do you eat?
No, he stuck the nigga in his ass.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
That shit fucked me up in real life.
Yeah, fucked him up too.
And I knew you.
I was good.
But when I seen that, I was like, oh my God. I was like, oh my God. And he was like, oh. Like, I felt him.
That was a brutal scene. If you haven't seen it too deep, go check it out. It's a brutal scene. Yeah, It's a brutal scene.
Yeah, but going back to music real quick, you're one of the first New York artists to kind of be bi-coastal.
Yeah.
When you worked with Pooh, LA Posse, and all them. How did that come about?
Basically, what happened was, you know, at that time, you know, after my first album, Rick Rubin left Def Jam.
Right.
And we were trying to figure out what my next move was going to be because he produced my first album.
The whole first album?
Yeah. We did the whole first album together. It was his first album, too. First full album. And so after that...
No. He can't just say that. Let's make some noise for that. Let's make some noise for that.
So after that...
Hey, yo, Revolt cameras, you got to start clapping too. I understand that y'all filming, but you listen, Revolt cameras... You gotta clap too. I'm sorry. You too, tattoo guy. All right, let's go.
Terrible.
I'm sorry.
So I went and Russell had heard, you know, the LA Posse because they had made some records that he felt was in the zone. So he introduced me to him. I met Bobcat. Big up to Bob.
From
you know, Muffler, from LA.
LA, West Coast.
You know, LA, all the way from the West Coast.
But your first record wasn't the radio?
Who, mine?
Yeah.
My first album was radio. My first song was I Need a Beat. My first song came out in 1984. It was I Need a Beat. Then I
was born in 77.
Yeah, well,
Thank you for giving my childhood.
You know what I mean?
Thank you for giving my childhood.
Then the second one came out like 85. The album came out like 85. And then it went from there. But the second album came out around 87.
But the first album was on Def Jam.
It was on Def Jam, yes. Because Tila Rock, It's Yours was on Def Jam Productions. It was an imprint on Party Time. It was Party Time Records. It was Def Jam Productions. And Rick was having problems. Him and Russell were having problems getting the money from Party Time for the It's Yours record. So they decided to start their own label. And I was the flagship artist, and we made the first album. And I actually, you know, a little side note, I owned a piece of Def Jam as well.
Oh,
and I sold it. Yeah, I sold it back to them.
What year you sold it back?
We didn't know that.
Yeah.
But the first record was
radio on Rock the Bells, radio. All of that was on first record.
Can't live without my radio.
Yeah, and they went and got to deal with
Rock the Bells.
Went and got to deal with no, CBS.
CBS.
Yeah, Columbia.
Let's make some noise. CBS here in Columbia. We got CBS right here in the building.
Cheers.
CBS didn't. Yeah. You know, Queens niggas get money with CBS.
Oh yeah. It certainly appears so.
You pour me a drink, Al. I need Al to pour me a
You remember Scarface said there's an answer to that too, Tony.
Yo, Al, this is what I want you to describe back in the days. Because it was so rough walking down Jamaica Ave.
Oh, God.
I mean,
God.
listen, people think it's rough walking down Jamaica Ave in 2017.
Crazy.
And they have no idea what
Crazy.
it was in the 80s and the 90s. Can you describe?
It was like any piece of clothing that you had on that was mildly or remotely valuable was like asking people to rob you. Like if you had a pair of gazelles on, you walk by somebody, your gazelles would say to them, "Excuse me, could you take me?" It was like the gazelles were talking. If you had a sheepskin, it'd be like, "Hey, I'm a sheepskin, come over here and get me. Rob, hey, take me off of him, please. He's not cool enough to have me on. Come on, get me, please." It was crazy.
Right.
Yo, it was crazy.
And listen, I want to describe to people. Listen, let me describe to people. Because one day Nas just told me. He said, one day me and Nas just kicking it, we talking, and Nas said, and he came to Left Rack, and he was like, he was like, I can't believe the amount of respect that nobody don't bother you here. And I was like, this is my hood.
Right.
And he said, do you imagine what Al went through? in those days. Well, mind you, we had no facts.
But remember, I was hanging with, the guys I was hanging with.
No, you were with the guys.
I wasn't really having a lot of problems. Like, like you hear these weird rumors. Oh, LL got thrown through a Coliseum window.
I never heard that.
Right.
I'm from Queens. I'm from Queens for real. I never heard those rumors.
Oh yeah, he's
we know who you was with. You was
I was with guys that was so official and thorough in the street that I mean, I wasn't having those issues.
No, I know that.
And I wasn't looking for him either, because you know what I've learned? I never in my life have tried to be a tough guy. Right. And I never hung around gangsters and tried to act like I was one. Because that's how you get yourself in trouble. Just be who you are.
That's deep.
Just be yourself. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so I never had a lot of issues. I had a few fights. I grew up fighting. I wasn't, having shootouts.
We could tell you. The way you shut cannabis down, we knew you could fight.
A couple of people, Right. I had a couple of done moments.
Okay.
I'll tell you a funny story when I was a little kid.
We want to hear it for the story.
Just a little mischief.
Okay.
So when I was a little kid, when there was snow outside, we decided it was a good idea,
Throw a
to
snowball?
take to take rocks and cinder blocks and cover them with snow and then throw them at cars. Don't ask me why we thought this was a good idea, right?
So the glass is breaking.
So one day I'm in my grandmother's yard and I throw a goddamn big ass rock with snow around it. Because the car's not gonna stop. They say, oh, look at the little kids with snowballs. And it's like, goosh, right? We was in there. My man came around the corner. And I was looking over there, and I seen the window roll down like that. All I seen was little flashing lights. I was running. I hid behind a snow mound.
Right.
Did you hear me?
A snow mound.
A snow mound. Bullets was flying all through the joint, baby. I'm talking about snow mound. And then I fell down in a basement.
Oh, because homie was shooting at you.
Yes, he was shooting at me. The flashing lights was the gun going off. You know what I mean? Flashing lights, like Kanye lights.
They busted.
The lights. And I ran. And you know how in Queens the basement windows got that I don't know what you call it.
Oh, we know.
It's like a thing down on the house so you can open the basement window. So I fell down there, tore my ankles up and all that. So I had a little mischief in my life a little bit, but for the most part, I stayed out of trouble. You know what I mean, Nore?
And I'm sorry to bring this up, but I have to bring it up. We all was managed by violator management. We all was under the tutelages. I don't know if that's a word, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, it is.
Of Chris Lighty.
Right.
I asked 50 Cent this. I asked all violator artists when they come on here. How did it, because it still affected me.
Well, first of all, I love Chris deeply. And his daughter Tiffany is a good dear friend of my kids.
Love her.
And she's at the house all the time.
Love her.
And, she hangs with my wife and hangs with the kids and all that. First of all, Chris and my relationship was a little different from probably yours and 50's because Chris got in the business after me. So we had a different...
You was already in the business.
Yeah, I was already... So, we had a different type of relationship, And, we were friends.
Right.
And we were, I looked at, we looked at each other as counterparts. And he managed me. He did. He made a lot of things for me. But our relationship, was what you think.
All right.
What you think. Let's get X, let's get Y. Like, I remember when he was interning at Def Jam and stuff like that. But the thing I remember most about Chris is that he was a really, 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 really smart guy. And he was a good dude.
Right.
And he wasn't soft. Like, I remember Chris used to let me in the tunnel when he was a bodyguard at the tunnel. Chris used to do security at the tunnel.
I never heard of this story.
Yeah, Chris used to do security at the tunnel.
Let's get into
and he'd be outside with his bulletproof vest on.
I heard he was running the tunnel. I never heard he was security.
Oh, yeah.
Please, Al, tell us.
Please, Al, tell us. Chris was, he may have been involved in the business aspects too, but when I seen Chris, he had a bulletproof vest on outside the front door like, yo. And I used to be like, yo, Chris. He was like, Mr. Smith, come on in. He's like the good fella, He was a gangster. Chris was a real guy.
I'm glad I met him later.
I'm telling you. And but I mean, all of the people, I'll tell you, just to switch gears for a minute, like Lior. The first time I met Lior was a promoter in LA, And when I met him, he came to pick me up from the airport because I had a show.
Wait, he was a promoter in Los Angeles.
Yes.
When you say LA, you're not
Los
saying
Angeles, not
like
Laurelton. Los Angeles.
He knew where I was going.
And the driver's door didn't open. I mean, the passenger door didn't open. You had to get in the car through the driver's side, both of us. And we drove, and he was telling me how we're going to change hip hop. And let me tell you something. He was prophetic, though, because everything he talked about came true.
Wow.
But he was very much, you know, I mean, this was a guy that was walking around with, you know, no laces in his sneakers, you know, chasing behind Jam Master Jay with a joint in his mouth.
Like real,
you know what I'm saying?
Real
like
Run DMC.
Like he was a real, like he wasn't the corporate titan that he ultimately became. But I always had respect for him because Leo is the one who made the deal. See, I own my whole catalog.
You owned it from the beginning?
I owned my no, I didn't. But I owned it ultimately with my deal, you know, when I got to a certain position with Def Jam, I did a deal where I owned my catalog. Right? Leo is the one that did that deal. Wow. So I have to always respect Leo for that because, you know, he didn't have to do it. They were trying to figure out how to make a deal that was rich enough for me to want to stay. Right. And, you know, at the same time, they wanted to come up to a certain number but not go beyond that. So, you know, I said, well, you know, give me the catalog. And they said, okay, we'll work that out. And we got the catalog. So Def Jam has a really small interest in my catalog. I own it. And so when you hear LL Cool J song,
Mama Say
movies,
Knock You Out?
All that.
The whole
when you hear LL
You
Cool,
own Mama Say Knock You Out?
Cali, Mama Said I Need Love, all that.
Mama Say Knock You Out?
Yeah. Mama Said, all that. You know?
L on that, goddamn.
You know, so when you hear my records in movies and on TV and stuff, I've licensed that. You know, anytime you hear LL Cool J song, LL has licensed it.
Okay, that's another goal I'm gonna take after you.
Yeah.
I took the wife shit. It worked out.
No, but let me tell you something. Let me be transparent. The reason I'm sharing this is because I don't think the hip hop community understands a lot of the things that, you know, I've been doing in my career. I think that it's been kind of a mystery, and I never was a guy that asked my publicist to get me in Forbes.
Right.
I've never been the guy who really went out of his way to try to market myself as smart. I just never did that because I came from more of a pure place of just wanting to rock the mic. You know, and it was never, like, I'll give you another thing. Like, there was this whole rumor back in the days that, LL Cool J, you know, he's upset because he didn't become the president of Def Jam. Which is...
I was going there.
Can I just say something? Like, I can't even describe to you how ultimately and utterly ridiculous that is. And let me explain to you why. Why would... Look,
I wanted you to be the...
Did Michael Jackson want to be the president of Motown? Like...
I don't relate to Michael. I relate to Al. I wanted Al to be the president.
I never wanted that. I wanted to make music. See,
but I wanted to get a budget from you.
I wanted that's great.
I know you were clear.
I know it's a beautiful thing. Maybe. But the thing is, I just wanted to be an artist, Nore.
Right.
Like, I'm not ashamed of being a rapper. Like, I don't need to convince you that I'm more than a rapper. Like, I'm okay with that. So because that's all I want. All I want to do is be a rapper and be the best rapper. Like, that's what I grew up wanting to do.
So let me ask you something, right? As a rapper,
right?
When you hear stories like with Lil Wayne,
right,
where Lil Wayne is getting maybe taken advantage of, we don't really know.
Yeah,
we already know what we see.
It's nothing. You know what? Let me tell you something. There's nothing that Lil Wayne did wrong, and I'll tell you why.
Know that.
I'll tell you why. Because, like I told you, I own my catalog, and I told you that ultimately I got a great deal. But you know what? If Russell was the worst person in the world, he could have easily taken advantage of me. He could have easily gave me one of those bozo deals that you hear nightmares about. But you know what? Russell wasn't that kind of guy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, early on, we did my publishing 50-50. Ultimately, I got all my publishing back, of course. But early on, it was like that. But even then, with my first contract, he only went 50-50. He didn't take it all. So a lot of times when you hear about guys with bad deals, that says more about the executives that they were dealing with than the actual artists. It's not about them being dumb. It's not about them being dumb. Because you know what? Some guys, I'll give them credit. Like some of the guys, you know, like I told you, I hung around a lot of street guys, but that's not who I was, right? I wasn't a hustler personally. Those were just my friends. But so some guys who are actually hustlers and actually had that life, they get to benefit from all the experiences that they had hustling. So when they come into the game, they're able to make better deals earlier. But some of us, because we weren't hustlers and because we didn't experience, getting cheated and screwed and scammed, we were just innocent kids rapping. We may have been from a rough community, but we were really just innocent kids who loved rhyming. So when you go in and you sign your deal, it's not the greatest deal in the world because you're just excited to be there. And you don't have that maturity and that grit and that grizzle that allows you to, make a better deal early. So some of these guys did benefit. There were benefits for some of them. Some benefited, some didn't. But I don't blame any of these younger artists. Now what I would say is that now with the internet, because the internet wasn't what it was
even
now.
To play in there,
well, there's access to information.
Like research.
You have information out there.
Right.
So you got to want the information. You got to want to make a great deal. Do you want to make a great deal? Are you patient? Do you have the balls to say no?
Because
Are you comfortable saying no?
That was the crazy thing is when Def Jam got themselves together, I asked them, like, are y'all bringing back LL? And they never answered my question.
Well, they do, but to be fair,
because your Def Jam is Leo,
right?
Kevin Lyles,
I understand.
Russell Simmons. I'm asking.
What it is that look, when you're young and you don't know how to play the political game, you can rub people the wrong way.
Now,
because
you are the Def Jam child.
Yeah, but
you didn't rub nobody the wrong way.
No. But you can, what I'm saying basically is that, man, nobody's perfect, man. I don't begrudge those guys nothing because, the resistance that pressure makes diamonds, man. It can bust pipes, but it makes diamonds. So the resistance that I felt and the little things that they did just encouraged me to go out there and do something greater. You know what I'm saying? And just do something and be a master.
You got an open bottle of rosé? Open another bottle.
Oh, no, if I drink another bottle of rosé, we might fly to Vegas.
We bring you back to Queens. We bring you back to Queens.
We doing a goddamn drink champs in Vegas.
Listen, L, I'm gonna be honest, L. Yo, I have never been a man more than I was the man when I had you come to my hood. Now, I had you, listen, this day, I had Cameron come to my hood. I had Jim Jones come to my hood. I had Run DMC come to my hood. I had everybody come to my hood. But the one thing that everybody said was like, we're not going inside. Al was the only person that said, I'll go inside. And I'm looking at you like, you sure? You don't remember that time?
Yo, man.
You said, I'm with you, I'm good.
I love my people. We ain't afraid of our people.
But Al, I still feel like you don't really realize how much. No, let me give you your props, please. I have to do it. I still don't feel like you realize how much that you meant to people in Queens. Now, EFN is my partner. He's from Miami. He's born in LA. He might have a whole totally different thing. But for us in Queens, there was no other nigga that we wanted to be. I mean, Nas. I remember one time, me and Fat Joe, we had an 1.5-hour conversation of who means more to him. LL to him or to me.
Oh, man, that's beautiful.
I felt like we was going to fight.
That's beautiful, man.
That's the first time I felt like me and Fat Joe was going to fight. I said, Fat Joe, you can't claim Al. You from the Bronx. You got to relax. You got to stop.
I love Joe, man.
Like, Fat Joe was like, what? I love Al. I'm like, by default, you don't love him as much as I love him. By default. And he just didn't, I'm talking about we seriously arguing. I felt like this argument happened 6 times.
That's crazy.
And
it's a blessing, man. I love it, man.
But
thankful.
that's how real hip hop. This is what Drink Champs is about. I don't know if you know, Al. Drink Champs is about giving the stars flowers when they can smell them, and giving them trees when they can inhale them.
Yeah.
Because
100%.
every other genre, every other music, when these people become icons or classics, they support them. Why doesn't hip hop have that platform?
Well,
No,
yeah.
Al.
Yeah,
hip hop
you
does
doing it.
have this platform.
You doing it.
We are doing it, goddammit. High five, goddammit. Don't you get smart on me. You better get smart on me. Don't do that. We got it already, Al. Where your drink at, Al? Yo, listen. LL Cool J came to Left Rack City, and I'm gonna be honest. I was so embarrassed because I was like, I was like, yo, you know when you need to walk through?
Yeah.
You walk through. I was like, I hope a crackhead didn't pee. And it was mad pee in the crackhead. And I'm looking at L, I'm like, this nigga's gonna leave. And L said, what? L act like he didn't smell the pee, he didn't see the pee. He just and I said,
What's that? I don't know. Hey.
But not only that, L, you not only filmed the video, you actually came and chilled in Capone's van, Vantastic, and we started watching videos.
I remember.
And you actually, like, people gotta really understand how cool, because you know why? We put you on a pedestal in Queens, and we should. You deserve that pedestal, and you should stay in that pedestal. But at the same time, people should understand how cool you are, how down to earth you are, how you'll shake anybody's hand.
You know what, man? Even no matter what I'm doing in my life, you know, I always tell people, you know, I'm in Hollywood, but I never went Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? And you know.
Keep talking.
Oh,
I got
okay.
that pee-pee.
Oh, okay. I'm like, what happened? You know.
Good luck trying to go. You're going there. Phil, take the cameras while he's taking a pee-pee.
Yeah, I'll talk to Effin. So, you know, that was the thing. You know, this is a funny moment right here. He's like, I gotta go pee-pee. But, you know, that was the thing, you know? That was the thing for
Thank
me.
you, brother.
You know what I'm saying?
Whatever happened to Cut Creator, man? See, I'm gonna take the DJ opportunity here.
Nah, Jay Philpott is my man. You know what I'm saying? I just felt like creatively I wanted to stretch a little bit and try some new things. But he's always my friend. He's still my friend. We speak. And he does like Tom Joyner. He does different cruises. He does different parties. You know what I'm saying?
So he's still working.
Yeah, he's still working. You know, but I've been using Z-Trip. You know, me and Z-Trip have been, you know, DJ Z-Trip has been DJing for me for,
Flushing toilet, featuring the toilet flush.
Oh man, that was crazy. That reminded me of the 5 Heartbeats or some shit. Toilet flushing and all that.
Yeah, you kicked the crew out, or you kept them in there.
Kick the niggas out.
But nah, he's good. I've been working with Z-Trip for about almost 10 years now.
Z-Trip is in too.
Yeah, that's my man. You know what I'm
but
saying? So that's
Al,
been like a vibe.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest. When you walk through my hood,
This guy went to pee and come right back on it like that.
This is what he do.
that's how it happens. But I'm not gonna lie. I wish my nephew was here.
He's here, he's there.
You gotta relax. I was talking about you in theory. That's my nephew. Look, he the young homie in the video. I was talking about you in theory. I didn't know you was here. But it meant so much to our hood. It meant so much to our neighborhood when you came out, because we've been the farmers. We understand what farmers is, the red, black, and green rock.
Yeah.
How crazy Farmers Boulevard is. Like from back then. Like see, a lot of people don't, like Farmers is almost gentrified now. Almost. A little bit. Nah, see, you got a Whole Foods. You got a Whole Foods.
Listen.
You got a Whole Foods.
Yeah.
You don't got a Whole Foods?
Nah, they still got the, you know, hell no.
You don't got a Whole Foods?
They might have a Whole Foods over there, but it ain't gentrified. Nah.
Once you got a Whole Foods, you gentrified.
I don't think it's a Whole Foods over there.
I feel like you got an
It's a
organic
Whole
place.
Food without the S.
You got a juice bar. Once you got a juice bar, it's over.
Now the Jamaicans is running it. That joint is Jamaican. I got all the Jamaicans. I got all my homies Jamaicans in there. They're like, yo, they get juices and fruits and juices. That's the dread spot.
It's on Tiger Bowl and shit.
Queens ain't, Farmers ain't gentrified, but you know, it's a beautiful community.
No,
it may not. People may not have a lot of money, but they got a lot of dignity, and they want to, you know, they want to make something better for their families. And they want to have a life, you know what I'm saying? And you got a melting pot of people. You got Haitians, you got Jamaicans, you got Dominicans, you got, you know, people, you know, from all different, you know, just like all in that community. I think it's a beautiful place. You know what I'm saying?
Well, my friend Steph is from Farmers, right?
Okay. Can we ask him if there's a Whole Foods? Because I'm really not sure.
No, he's crazy. He's taking meds. I can't even talk to him. But I love him. I went too far?
Google the Whole Foods.
I went too far?
Nah, you ain't go too far.
I feel like my people was like, oh my God. Why are you going there? Relax. But Steph is from Farmers Boulevard. So I used to go to Farmers Boulevard. I used to sit on the rock, the red, black, and green rock. I used to sit on it as a child.
Oh, that's crazy.
As a child. But then you came out and I was like, oh my God, I could have got killed.
yeah, that area. Nah, it's that area has been some. It's definitely, it's like any other boroughs.
Pour you another drink.
No, bro. Come on. listen.
This is what we do here.
When Irish eyes are smiling.
You know this Puff Daddy liquor. You want one shot?
Top of the morning till you know.
Take one.
No, I'm good.
50 Cent took 5 shots with us.
Listen, I would care if 50 took 19. He took more than that, didn't he? How many shots did he actually take? Wasn't it 9 or is it 5?
5.
Okay,
he took 1. Can Al take 1?
50 took 5 shots. That shit is crazy. 50 Cent was at the bar. How many shots did he take? Bruce.
I didn't put. Thank you, Al. I didn't put 2 and 2 together the way you want this together. Big you up, 50. Because he.
Nah, big up to 50. That's my man.
But Al don't drink though.
I don't drink like that. Nah, I drink occasionally, but I don't drink like that.
Occasions.
Yeah. Like Drink Champs. I'm at a podcast called Drink Champs. How can I sit here and drink?
I'm good.
How can I sit here and drink?
I'm going to salute
cologne?
to that. All right, here, let me give you some more champagne. You're going to take a shot.
I'm good.
You're going to take a shot. There's more shot.
We had the peer pressure talk already. I'm good.
Y'all had the peer pressure talk?
The house.
We had KRS here. We had who else?
KRS had a million Mai Tais.
No, KRS had a million Mai Tais. I can't lie.
Cannabis had a million Mai Tais.
KRS won.
Let's go back to cannabis because I just want you to understand how you destroyed a man's career. But it was dope.
But it was dope.
I mean, but he can't eat.
I brought him out at the Barclays Center when I did the concert in Brooklyn.
Yeah, but he's already broke.
No, but I brought him out, put my arm around him, and brought him out there. I did.
I said I did.
I feel like it was too late. You crushed him.
Too late, baby.
But in your mind, you said, I gotta crush this little nigga. But why did you do that? Because you know why?
I was defending myself.
Because he was like computer literate at this time. When nobody else, he was the only nigga writing rhymes on a computer. And I had a session with him and I said, what is he doing? He wrote a rhyme on a computer. I didn't like it. Me personally, but you acted on that.
Yeah,
you acted on it.
Yeah.
You ain't like it, neither?
I don't know.
High five for being petty. High five for being petty. Let's make some noise for being petty. LL.
Yeah. I got some petty pills. I take a petty pill every now and then. Petty pill.
You take a petty pill?
A petty pill every now and then.
I take a petty pill every day.
Not every day. I don't take it every day.
I think you own medication,
I try to do my, they go high, they go low, I go high.
I'm gonna sing Claudie in the petty pills.
Yeah, the petty pills.
Just in case.
I was definitely a little egoed out with that one.
Like I'm gonna go. This is how I'm gonna throw it to Claudie. Behind my neck.
Nah, but I wish homie the best though. I don't want to see anybody have a misstep in their career.
That's what I'm saying because some people they don't understand that when you crush a person's career, like you actually crush their life. Are you ever like because Kumo D has never had a hit record since you slaughtered him. What? Why y'all? What is the funeral? He knows this. He knows this. Listen, he never had a hit record after you dissed him. I'm just throwing it out there.
Shit. Yeah, that's all, folks. Man, listen, man. That's about his decisions. You got to make your own decisions. He got to make decisions. You get to the crossroads. You got to pick right or left.
Al, you crushed these people's career. Can you say something nice for them? No, not nice.
Eulogy and shit?
Not nice. But say something, the reason why, because...
why did I do what I did?
Because when Kumo D
I'll explain
came
it
out...
very simple.
Yeah, please.
Very
Kumo
simple.
D, you started Kumo D?
I'll make it very easy for you. My thing is this, this was my feeling. My feeling is, I have a fan base. I have people that, look to me and enjoy my music and celebrate my art. Mm-hmm. If you come out talking about, me in a foul way and trying to undermine me, you're trying to get in my pocket and you're stepping on my toes and you're in the way. And I got to get you out of the way immediately.
And Mama
that was my thinking on it.
And Mama said knock you out.
At a minimum.
At a minimum.
At a minimum.
Yo, listen. Make some noise for Al, damn it. I'm sorry. Continue your story. I'm so sorry.
That was it.
And but cannabis, I just felt like
you're staying on.
No, because you know what? I know this is my nephew. Gotta relax.
You gotta relax.
Why you tapping me?
I want to ask him something.
Go ahead, ask him something.
What's up?
I heard that you got a fight or something with Jamie Foxx, something like that.
Oh yeah.
I was getting there. Any given Sunday. I seen that movie yesterday.
Oh, that's right.
I don't know why. This is why God is good.
All the time.
I'm like I can't sleep because you know why? I stood up. Listen,
Them petty pills. Just keep you up.
Yeah, we have to listen to these records about deep, man.
Petty. Wait a minute, I can't. I'm petty. I can't sleep.
These
Listen.
records got more meaning now.
Oh yeah, real petty. I can't.
no man. Let me tell you. Listen, whenever I interview an artist, I want to give them the most respect ever.
Amen.
Because hip hop should be a celebration. I sat down with Leo Combs the other day, and he said the reason why you're winning. Because
we're going to do something phenomenal.
Celebration.
This is going to be an
And
absolute.
you are actually celebrating it.
It's a war of attrition.
So I'm looking.
Two Leos here.
I'm looking, right? And then Any Given Sunday is on my TV. So I look at it. And then mind you, I forgot I had did like 2 or 3 songs for it. So I'm like, oh, my residuals popping.
Business.
But then I'm looking, and I'm like, damn. And then when you and Jamie Foxx actually interacted, and me hearing the rumors,
Yeah.
I'm actually looking at it like, this is great cinema. This is really great cinema. Like, this is actually...
Now I'll tell you what happened.
Please tell us what happened. We don't know.
What really happened, the real story is that I, when we were doing the scene, I think, Jamie, although he was experienced to somewhat, he was still a little green.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't quite as green, but I was green too. Mm-hmm. And, meaning inexperienced, you know what I'm saying? So we were doing the scene, I was being aggressive when I was like, yo, you got, but this is character to character. I'm like, yo, you gotta, and I'm like.
Well, what scene are we talking about? Are we talking
was
about the scene on the sidelines
where he didn't give me the ball.
You pushed him?
Or well, he didn't, something like that.
After the huddle.
Yeah.
After the huddle.
And I'm like,
Okay.
yo, you gotta, and I'm slapping his shoulders and this and that.
No, you
and,
went like
you know,
this. You went like that.
Well, yeah, okay, but he's got equipment on, right? Nore? I mean, it's not like, we're not at the pool and
I saw
shit.
it yesterday, Al.
Jamie, like, he's got equipment on. So, yo. So he got upset, and he's like, yo, stop being so rough with me. So I was like, that didn't compute. So we
Farmers Boulevard came out?
No.
When did
not
Farmers
then.
Boulevard?
No.
Tell me when Farmers Boulevard
So we
came
did
out.
another take.
Okay.
And I was rough with him again. And then, I don't know why, but, he thought it was a good idea to punch me in my face.
Not in the script.
No, it wasn't a script. Nah, this wasn't scripted.
Wait.
No, I'm keeping it 100 with you.
All
You
right.
want me to keep it 100? I'm
right,
going to keep it
yes.
100.
I'm gonna shut up.
He punched me in my face. So I looked at him after he punched me in my face. I said, why'd you do that?
Wait, tell me. You looked at him?
Yeah.
Punched you
He
and
punched
you
me in the face and I looked at him. I said,
I
why'd you
would
do that?
describe this scene.
Act it out.
No, I just asked him.
Act it out, Nore.
So I said,
I feel like Al went like that.
something like that, but not quite. I was a little tighter than that. I was a little tight.
Let me do it again.
I was tight. I was giving them tight. I was tight. I was giving them. So I looked at him. I said, "Why'd you do that?" And he said, look. And he was turned to the side.
He was squaring up.
He had his helmet on. He was turned to the side. He said, "I told you before. Don't put your hands on me. Period." So, yo, when he said that, my left hand grabbed the face mask, and as I was pulling his helmet off, my right hand was punching his chin. You know what I mean? It was just like, you know what I mean?
Queen.
And then, he was laying there, and I was like, I thought he was faking because he was asleep. I was faking.
Dog,
No, but that's not what they did. Then the whole team jumped on me, right? So they wrestled me down. The whole team.
But like
to
real
break it up.
football.
To
Like
break it
football.
up.
Right.
So I'm under the huddle and I'm like, yeah. And then somebody tries to reach in and give me a little eye gouge. Somebody did that, right? So, that was, but not a good idea because I turned my head to the side and went, caught his hand in his, he's like, and I was like, see, that's the thing with the whole MMA thing. Dudes think, you you gonna get me in a leg lock, I'm biting your esophagus off. Like all that leg lock shit, I'm gonna bite your throat off, B. Like we got to get it in. Like this ain't, the rules is out. So I turned to the side, and he poked his hand out the thing, and then they finally broke it up.
Right.
And then, but since then, me and Jamie got cool, and we have laughed about it.
I heard that.
We have laughed about it. We made songs together, like we cool. So I don't mind telling the story now. But you know what it is just, you know, but yo, Oliver is crazy. Oliver Stone, yeah, he was the director.
And that's actually the guy that's actually the sports announcer in Any Given Sunday.
Yes.
He's actually the guy that's in there. And I'm looking.
He's who wrote Scarface.
Scarface, yeah.
He wrote Scarface.
Platoon,
you know.
Yeah, he's legendary.
He's amazing. Yeah. So, you know, it was just a funny time, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, that was the thing, you know, it's just, you know, Jamie, you know, he just got off. You know, he was on his Willie Beeman and I couldn't take it and all that, man. Like, you know. Because, you know, in under the right circumstances, you might let a punch slide. You might.
Right.
I mean, you know, it's not impossible. Now, everybody's not a straight murderer all the time. Dude hit you under the right circumstances. You'd be like, if he would have said to me, like, you know, oh, yo, you know, and I'd have been like, you know, I don't even know if I could have took it then. I take that back. Yeah, I could have took it. I couldn't handle that shit. I couldn't handle it. It would drove me insane. I would have been waking up in the middle of the night just like he played me. Like, I just couldn't take it. Yeah. So,
because you even beat niggas up who broke in your house. The niggas that broke in your house, you pounded them out.
Yeah, I don't want to. That's a rough one though. See, because the difference with that is that wasn't funny because I was terrified.
Oh, word? What happened?
Of course. I mean, listen, man. If it's 1 a.m, you know, and you come down from
and this is Cali. Why is
I gotta tell you, your segues on the questions, you're very smooth. and it's very effective. It's a very smooth and subtle. It's a nice thing you're doing. Because you hook us in, you get it nice, you bait it, you set it up, you tee it up, and the next thing you know, people are talking. That's pretty good. That's good. That's good. That's good. You could have been an attorney. That's good. That's good. That's good. That was good. Come in, you. This genius. Come here, you. Thanks so
I'm so sorry.
It's very smooth.
I'm so sorry, Al.
It was amazing. Like it was wonderful to watch. You know what I mean?
He could ask you anything like that.
Crazy.
Anything.
That was
He's
amazing.
the only nigga that caught my shit.
That was crazy.
And he's looking at me too, like, oh man.
But now when the dude broke in my house, the difference is that, you know, I had fights growing up, and we've all of us, I'm sure everybody in this room had fights in the hood and different things, you scraps or whatever. But how many of us have really fought for our lives? Maybe dudes in jail, you might get that feeling, you know, you did a bid, you feel like you fighting for your life. Right. Fighting for your life it's not the same funny feeling like fighting like in the hood, just, you know, let's get it. You know, I'm really scared.
And the only thing,
this is for keeps. You know, I'm gonna get it in like whatever it takes.
I only read it on TMZ, so I have no idea.
And so it was 1 a.m, and you know, the alarm pad went off, but it's, you know how you have an alarm and like, for those who have an alarm, it'll give you a minute to put your code in. It'll go ee, and you have to turn your alarm off. Well, mine just went ee, and so I went to the keypad, and Simone sleep, and I'm looking at the keypad, and I'm like, family room. And she said, family room, wasn't it? And so I'm thinking.
Wait, so you mean when it walks, it's telling you where it's at?
Where the default is. The default. I think that's the word. So, you know, and I'm in my drawers. It's 1 a.m. So I just say, you know what? I'm thinking it's like my daughter sneaking in. You know, maybe I don't know. She coming in late. I deal with that too. I'm like, oh, dun. Let me go down here and see what's happening. So I'm just walking downstairs. Got my drawers. I turned the alarm off. Walk downstairs. Come down, and when I was going towards the kitchen, he's coming out of the kitchen, and then we face to face.
Oh shit!
And he's got all black on. He's got a big bag. He's got the long Manson bed, boots. You know, and he's looking at.
Is he black?
No.
He's white?
He's a white dude.
Oh, you pounded him out immediately.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Let's go there.
Oh, God. I mean, you know, terrified.
You see like, Rick Rubin, but it wasn't Rick Rubin.
It was freaky. It was freaky. I think, you know, stupid mother. That's all you are, stupid mother. You know, everything every stupid mother you could ever heard on everywhere. And I was like, you know, and then I got him down, and then it took the police
Wait.
About
you skipped how you got him down.
No, I don't want to. Yeah.
But how? Because
no, we fought. He
scared
tried
Al.
to rock for a minute. And
then you hit him with that CrossFit.
And when you got your drawers on, that's some real that's some real gorilla Mac. Yeah, I feel like for the old school dudes, I feel like Penitentiary. Get him, Dad! You know, I have my drawers on and shit. You know, no socks. It's like nasty. I'm swinging, I'm rocking. It's on like it's nasty.
So mind you walking downstairs. You don't know you.
Of course not. I'm in my house.
You think
like,
you? All right.
Yo, you in your drawers in your house. I don't care. You in your drawers in your house going to get some juice, drinking out the juice bottle that nobody knows you drink out of, and the same one you give to all your guests. And you're like, nobody knows you be tearing that joint up. You know. And I just went down there and Holmes came out of nowhere and it was just like, it was turning. He was like, and I was like, oh! And it just, we just had to rock. Like,
right.
Nah. And then, I'll tell you the deepest thing though, this is the part that's not fun, right. Even, is that there was a point when I had to decide whether or not he should stay alive.
You mean between you and him?
No, when I had him subdued, because I didn't know if he had anyone else with him.
Means.
Subdued. When I had control of the situation.
Okay.
When I had him on the ground, on his back, on his stomach,
right.
Finished, and laying there, I had to make that decision because I didn't know if he had someone upstairs. I didn't know if people were coming from. So I had to think. I didn't have rope available. Like I'm not planning I ain't LL Manson, like I don't have rope around the house and just in case I have to tie up somebody, so I'm like looking at the dude and I had to make a decision, and I credit Simone because she's like, Todd, just wait the cops. She's calling the cops. She got on the 911, and then I saw my daughter come down the steps, and she's like, "What's going on?" And she's like with the drawers on. I'm like, this is freaky. And my youngest daughter slept through the whole thing. She had a playmate. She had a playmate or a play date. And she had somebody over at the house. They slept through the whole thing. And then her parents, it was the interesting thing. Her parents called that morning when we woke up. They was like, yeah, she can stay. It's no problem. Like, if that was my daughter, like, I'm so scared. You letting your daughter stay? I had an intruder. Oh no, she's safe. She's fine. I'm like, they must be having a really good time. Whatever they're doing, they got some really big rings. There's some really big things.
Okay. So before, because people telling me you gotta leave, and I gotta respect you because I really love you. But before we get up out of here, I need to know about raised out. She was raised.
Represent Queens. She was raised out in Brooklyn.
She was represent Queens.
I represent Queens. She was raised out in Brooklyn. What about it?
I just need you to break that down.
I represent Queens.
Because Angie Martinez forever thought it was about her. They're serious. Not saying the record was about her. I'm saying she represented that record. She always.
Okay. I'm
not saying that you smashed Angie. No.
Let me get this done.
I'm so sorry. Did I set it up like that? Did it feel like that?
Totally set it up now.
It's my first time Angie ever feeling kind of
Yo, having a life. Look, I didn't mean like that, but I meant like because she was.
Oh yeah. Nah. It was just a record. Like that was it was what it was. It was funny because, that was a beat that Rashad had let me hear. His lights are blinking.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, I thought it was the Rose.
That's Revolt.
Is that what it is?
That's the Rose.
We're going to text Puffy later.
I just, that beat, Puffy actually had wanted that beat for Biggie.
Wait.
And, he called me up, I want my beat back. It's like, not so much. I love you, but not so much. And but Puff's my man, and Big understood. You know what I'm saying? Right. It was mine. It was what it was. It was just like you know how producers they play everybody beats, and Biggie, he really, God bless him, may he rest in peace, was a talented artist.
Yeah.
He really had his heart set on that one. But that's how it went.
Who's your favorite producer?
Producer?
Yeah. Who can I'll get in the studio with and say fuck everybody.
There's some amazing producers out there, man. It would be,
give me one.
I don't even want to say, man.
Give me two.
I don't even want to say, but yo, it's some crazy producers.
Give me
out
three.
there.
Give me a top three producers.
Some top three?
Yeah.
Oh, top three. Okay. I think Dre is serious.
I agree.
I think Timberland is serious. And
didn't expect that one.
You know, it's been a while, but you know, Marley was really, really serious. You know what I mean? And Primo,
Yes,
you know, Primo's serious
I
too.
really wanted you to say Marley Ma. I really
of course.
did. I
That's
really
my dog.
did. Like, because
listen, man. I love all of these dudes, man. They're all good.
Go.
Oh, is that your little man?
My son is scared to walk through.
What's up, man?
Yeah, give him 5. Give him 5.
What's up? How you
Give him
doing?
5.
Being good?
And you're on Revolt TV, goddamn it. All right, move. Because you know your people's telling me you gotta go, and I gotta respect your people.
Yeah.
So and you know what? Because I respect you. Because
Thanks.
if it wasn't for you, in a lot of ways it wouldn't be me.
Thanks,
And
man.
I always respect
I
you.
respect you too.
But I have to ask because I feel like you brought this to hip hop. The GOAT.
Yeah.
Greatest of all time.
Yeah.
That phrase came from LL Cool J.
I got it. I got it from Ali. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, we didn't know that.
From Ali, always saying the greatest of all time, but I made it the GOAT. You know what I'm saying?
LL
decided
the greatest of all time?
I think I probably have one of the greatest careers. You know, I think that on any given day somebody can make a better song, but it's really about a career. And it's about
So can I floss for you?
yeah.
You are the greatest of all time,
My man,
motherfucker.
appreciate
I
it.
feel like you trying to be
Appreciate it.
humble. You're being too humble. I feel like you're being too
But you
humble.
know, a lot of times you got to remember that, I don't know,
But who was
if
on
I
LL's?
got popped when Mama Said Knock You Out came out, maybe people would feel different about me.
You gotta relax, cause you won that.
You
won
no,
that.
I'm saying,
You won that.
like if something if I was, got shot or was finished out or got done,
you
or
got shot?
if somebody did.
Let's not wish that.
No, I never. I don't receive that at all. God knows.
I don't know where you're
I'm
going,
saying like,
Al.
if Rakim would have went away. What I'm basically saying is that there is something magical that happens with great artists when they're
Yes.
not here.
Yes, you're
and
right.
they get, looked at. People grow to appreciate them.
But it's magical happening with you right now while you doing TV.
I'm blessed.
It's magical. So just in case you don't know,
blessed.
Lip Sync Battle, we are all sitting back
And it's for hip hop. Like everything
It's
I do,
hip-hop,
all
yes.
the moves I make,
This
you know
is
what
for
I'm
hip
saying?
hop right now.
No question.
You
That's why I'm here.
ain't had to be here.
But I
You ain't
wanted
had
to be here because
and you
because
came
it's,
here
it's hot.
because you
And I
fucking
love it.
hip hop
And you.
fucking hip hop.
You know
Thank
what
you,
I'm
Al. Thank you, Al. But I just want you to know that if you never heard it before, even though you brung this phrase to hip hop, you are the greatest of all time.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And what's really
And you're
amazing,
alive.
I am. I am.
There's a lot of people we say greatest of all time. Rest in peace.
That's true. That's true. I'd
We
rather
ain't
be
saying rest in peace.
I'd much rather be alive and debating it. Yeah. How about that one?
We saying the greatest of
Throw
all
that
time.
one on. I'd rather be alive and debating it, baby.
We saying the greatest of all
But
time.
again,
And you're alive. L, make some noise. This is how you know shit's real. My Rolex came apart.
It's time. That means it's time.
Yeah, it's time. But listen, Al, we really appreciate you, Al. I know you gotta go. We know you on a schedule. We understand everything you do. This is what we do. What our culture, our society. Excuse me, everybody up there, be quiet. Our society is about giving our legends flowers when they can smell them, and giving them trees when they can inhale them. And because you know why? Our culture, when you get to 30 years, you get to 40 years, you get to 45 or 50 years, they ride us off. But meanwhile, Motley Crue is out there touring. Meanwhile, fucking Rolling Stones, and I don't got no beef with them. I don't give a fuck about them. I'm all right myself.
I understand.
But I want to continue to support our culture.
And also what would help that, I
Yes.
think, is, if the veteran artists make better decisions. And if they value themselves.
Meaning?
Because, I am humble, that's true, but I do know my value.
No, we know you know your
And I understand who I am.
Yes,
I'm
you
clear
do.
about that.
Yes, you do.
And, my business decisions and the moves that I make reflect that.
Yes.
And, I think a lot of our artists, they forget who they are. And they think that it's about your last hot record, but it's not. It's more than that. It's more than just a hot record.
I need to hear this.
It's not about just your last hot record.
Everybody be quiet, because I ain't gonna lie. I need to hear this.
It's not. It's about your career. It's about, that's one of the things Russell taught me earlier. It's about having a career. I could go out and play, and have 50, 60, 70,000 people out there. I can go out there and, do festivals. I can go do different things. And I think that, our veterans, sometimes they forget that.
Right.
They forget who they are. They get lost. They get discouraged because they make it about the radio. They make it about only 14-year-olds. They make it about...
But you can't live without your radio.
Yeah. Well, I got a television now. And
Killed it. I didn't beat you in battle. He beat me in the battle. He destroyed me.
So I just think we just have to know who we are. We got to believe in ourselves. What I would say to all the viewers is that you got to remember that dreams don't have deadlines. And you got to remember never to limit yourself. Colonel Sanders started Kentucky Fried Chicken at 65 years old. There are no limits on this thing. You can be successful as long as you want to be successful. Michael Jackson he may rest in peace, had hot records. He had a sold out world tour coming. He was 50 years old when he passed. Don't overestimate the gift of youth and underestimate the gift of experience. You know what I'm saying? Because, and like I say to all the artists out there, like there's a lot of people found out when they put their records on SoundCloud that it's not as easy to make hot shit as you thought, huh? With 4 views, huh? How you like them 4 or 5 views? How's that feel? How's that working for you? Remember when you were critiquing my album, the one you said was trash?
And now you got 7 views.
It was trash because it only went gold. Remember that? How those 4 views feel right now? You know what I mean? So
can you lead the Petty Gang with me?
Because what happened was,
it's
like they threw them. It's like if rap. One thing I will say about hip hop is just a sidebar. If hip hop was the NBA, it's like they took the ball and threw it to the stands. It's like the mic, like we just said, they just threw the audience in the crowd and said, "Y'all do it."
Yeah.
So now everybody's, because for every Chance the Rapper who is truly talented and amazing, yes. For every one of them, there's 1,000 of them that didn't do it. So what am I saying? Basically what I'm saying is there is some skill involved with this. And it does take talent. And it isn't luck. We all need a little bit of luck sprinkled in our lives.
Of course.
But the guys who made it yourself, some of the other artists you named, some of these guys, your favorite rappers and artists, they are talented.
Right.
And so what the internet has showed us is it's given us the opportunity to find out that, guess what? Rappers really are talented. These guys really have talent, and they really are artists. Right. Because if that wasn't true, then everybody
would be on. If they're not.
Yeah, there's a few one-hit wonders here and there, but this thing takes talent.
Right.
So, I think that's just something that, and those old school guys out there, they need to just make better decisions and remember that they're talented and not be overwhelmed by this idea that you're obsolete and irrelevant. This is not, when you're 35 years old, you don't need to keep going back to your prom. You don't have 39. To live life like you're going back to the prom.
I'm 39.
Exactly.
I'll be 40 this year.
Young,
I'm doing 3 parties. LA, New York, and Miami.
I love it.
Can I have you a part of one of them? I don't know. I don't know why I threw that in there. I don't know what happened. I'm trying to promote.
That's what you do. That's what you do. I mean, how you think we got here? You're unbelievable.
But Al, let me tell you something.
I mean, really look around at the life you created. Like really look at this. Like, this is unbelievable. You're amazing.
Al, I love you, Al. Let me tell you something, Al. I love
Where's
you.
Where's Capone?
Listen, I'm gonna snuff him soon as he pull up because he told me he's supposed to be here. Because listen. I don't invite him to podcast. But when Al is involved,
oh man, I want to say
he hit me.
12. You told him earlier.
And then, listen, I lie because I come from Violator, so I lied to them.
Oh yeah. You told him 12.
I told him 12. I know I had you locked in at 2:30, but I told him 12.
Of course you did.
Because I come from Chris Lighty school.
I know.
Tell him 2 hours
but
in the
we can't fall asleep in the getaway car though. You know, people fall asleep in the getaway cars like, take the bucket of chicken off your lap and get out the car, please. It's like, you know, you gotta be on time. That's another thing.
Yeah, I'll be on time.
You need discipline. Be on time.
Can we teach the youth about being on time? Because let me tell you something. Just now, recently, I've been, you know, doing what I gotta do. So Leo hits me, and Leo goes, "I need to meet you at the Polo Lounge." Right? This is in. This is why he's laughing.
No, because I know it's loaded. His scheme is already set. It's like, I need to meet you at the Polo. I have a bunch of shit. It's like all of this shit. It's like all back here.
Me, Ali, Randy, Acker, we set it all up. But me and Ali is only there. So we pull up at 7:45. Leon's already there. But he told us to meet us at 8 o'clock. But this is what I'm trying to tell young people is...
Be on time.
He told me to meet him at 8 o'clock. We pulled up at 7:45 and he was already ready.
There you go.
He's sitting there like this, let's go. And I'm like, holy shit.
Because he want to have the best chair in the meeting and all that.
Did I say that, Ali?
You get there early.
Look, you know he been doing all this motherfucker. Did I say that? Yo, listen. So, this is what I'm trying to tell young people.
Yeah, just show them against the wall at the table.
You're not supposed to show up at 8:15 when it's 8 o'clock meeting. You're supposed to show up at 7:45 and scope out the joint.
And also, I would also say this. I would say that, you know, the cockiness is great for the records.
Yes.
If I make a record,
when it comes to business,
if I make a record tomorrow, it's gonna be the cockiest thing you've ever heard in your life.
Right.
But in between, it's okay to be humble.
No, I'm humble.
Humility is okay. I didn't say pseudo.
Right.
I didn't say pseudo.
I don't know what pseudo means.
You know, I'm retarded.
I'm from third grade.
I'm fourth, but you know, I studied the dictionary. False, like fake humility, like you know, fugazi. You know, I don't. You know, but just be humble. You know what I'm saying? And you know, people want to help you. Then you know, you ain't gotta be all that all the time. You know, leave it on the records, leave it on your music, leave it on stage. But other than that, just be you. You know what I'm saying? And I think you get a lot further, you know, in your career.
Okay, before we get up out of here, because I know you got to go.
Yeah, because Claude is over there. She's biting the lip.
I know you got to go. But you actually have, it's not just lip sync battle. It's not just, you know, you playing these other, you actually have a production. Describe to these young black kids that you can actually help people out.
Well, I co-produced the Grammy nomination show for about 5 years. I'm a producer on Lip Sync Battle as well.
Did you know how lightly he said that?
You know what I'm saying?
I think we should make noise for that.
Yeah. If somebody has TV ideas or ideas that I think are worthy, I'm not gonna like everything. And if I don't like it, I'm gonna tell the person. Like
Should we send him to Claudine?
Yeah, something like that. But let's, we gotta be easy. It's 1 million people over here. You know,
No, Claude. Let me just tell you something. One thing for sure, two things for certain. When Violator dispersed,
it
was probably the saddest day of my life.
It was crazy
because I didn't know anything other than Chris Lighty. I didn't know anything other than Claudine, Laurie Dublin's, and so on and so forth. Mona Scott. I didn't know nothing.
I feel you.
So when Chris went away, it was probably the saddest day of my life.
I feel you.
Because I just didn't know what to do.
I was sad too, man.
I didn't know what to do.
Nah, I feel you,
I called Buster, and Buster
was
already
lost.
had another. He didn't have another.
He was with James at that time.
He was with James
at that time for a minute, right?
But it was like another management. It wasn't like James was violated at that time, and I was just lost. Like I'm just now finding myself.
You've done a great job.
Me personally, am one of the very first people. I'm sorry, I said persons. I'm like dyslexic.
It's all good.
It's Claudine, and I said Claudine she has never ever made me question her. She has never ever done anything, and the fact that Claudine is with you, it lets me know that you really living out Violator, brother.
No doubt.
And I love you, my brother. I love that woman.
That's love.
I love that woman.
That's love.
I love like Claudine. I love Claudine. Like you don't understand. And she said, "Yo, I want to meet your wife." And I made sure my wife came just to meet Claudine because she means so much to my life.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna be honest with you, and I went and looked for her, and when I said, "Damn, she went out. I can't afford her." If LL paying her, I fucked up. I should have came last year. I can't do it.
It was 7:45. I was already there.
I'm like, damn, L paying her.
Nah,
but
man.
I can't thank you enough because you know what? Out of everything, that's what we owe Chris Lighty.
No
we
question.
owe Chris Lighty to keep his legacy going.
First of all, I owe Chris on so many levels. I mean, my Mr. Smith album, him connecting me with the track masters. We did that whole Doing It record you talked about. Chris was involved with that.
Doing it well.
Chris was down with me when we did that song. Chris.
She represents Queens. She was raised out in Brooklyn.
It's our first time together, and
I still don't know this bitch. I gotta meet her.
Oh yeah.
I gotta meet her.
Well,
Maybe you do know her.
Yeah, well,
You gotta relax.
But Chris he was a special guy, and he's definitely be sorely missed. And I try to pay it forward by, looking out for Tiffany.
Yes.
When she's in LA, she stays with me. Making sure that she's good.
Can LL, Nore, and Busta create a new Violator? And because L, let me just tell you something, L. And I'm sorry, this is gonna get very touchy. Not for you, not for anybody here. But the other day, DMX performed, right?
Where?
In the Barclays Center.
Okay.
The whole hip hop said, DMX don't look good. DMX, he looks like he's smoking. He looks like whatever. But isn't it hip hop's responsibility to say that this man gave us 10 million records, this man gave us such and such? Why don't we just come take him and put him in the rehab or put him to whatever he needs to do to be safe? But you know what? Hip hop don't have a union to do that. Al is great. Nori's great. EFN is great. Rich Blanco is great. Randy Acker's great. Shouldn't we give 1% of something so that if anything like this happens, like Chris Lighty passing, Tiffany don't have to worry. Like DMX, have to go into rehab. We can take care of that. I feel like hip hop owes hip hop that. Am I bugging, Al?
No, you're not bugging. But that's a very complicated thing. What you're talking about. Sons can't.
SAG.
I understand. Sons can't get their mothers off drugs, man. That's a tough one.
No.
I understand what you're saying.
True.
But in terms of unionizing hip hop and it's something to think about. Strong management can create that kind of a vibe.
Right.
It's nothing rap. Look, the laborers, the people, the guys on the ground floor, the guys who had 3-4 songs, the guys who, it would be great if they had medical.
3 or 4
were able to-
songs. Come on, Al. We talking about veterans.
No,
you said 3 or 4 songs.
But 3 or 4 songs.
albums.
Look, Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock don't deserve to be. They had 3-4 songs.
They
I had albums, but I'm talking about hits.
They're the first
when
one.
I say songs, I just mean hits.
Okay,
I don't mean.
I
I don't mean
understand.
like.
Okay, my bad. Okay, my bad.
I think, I don't think it's nothing wrong. I think that's a good idea. But
you think people
but
who
it takes a lot of time and a lot of commitment. You have to be real about things like that.
But if you gave 10 years of hip hop, right?
Right.
You dedicated to hip hop. Now you
vested.
develop some type of disease. It only take 40,000
to
get rid of your disease. And there's people like us who have it. I'll give a band, you give a band, Jay-Z give a band, whatever. Sitting that person's,
I would always be willing to contribute to something like that, as long as I know dudes ain't,
No. It's transparent.
taking it and
Just
buying,
be an organization,
it's
like a fund,
transparent.
right? Like
This
getting
shit-
low profile
this shit look
tires
like
with
this.
my band.
Our bank account like this.
Woo! Got them new Pirellis. Goddamn.
Our bank account like that. Look. Our bank account like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's transparent. We gotta be,
if
because
it's transparent, yes.
Because you know why? Because the thing is, I don't want to give an extra 5,000 that I don't want to.
I would have no problem with, look, you're not going to be successful if you don't give.
Right.
Period. Anyway.
Wow.
That's just part of it. That comes with territory. So if you think you're going to be able to be a selfish prick and be successful, it's not going to happen. You're going to be, because the people that are successful because of the things they do right. And the parts of their life where they fail, they're unsuccessful because of the things they do incorrectly. And so, you know, because a lot of times people think a evil guy is successful because he's evil. No, he's successful because he's doing something right. He also will reap the rewards of being evil in another area. So don't confuse it. People are successful because of what they do right. Period.
Damn, I ain't got no
and
more
they
questions.
lose because of what they do wrong. You know what I mean? Just like sports. You win because of what you did right.
All right. But there'll be repercussions for the other shit.
But there's repercussions for other things. Flagrants. You know, whatever.
Overturn.
You know, turnover. Like, so, you know, it's consequences.
L, you mad smart. I just gotta make a noise for you being mad smart.
But I don't. Let me get out of here, man.
We'll do one picture and one drop.
Peace and love, y'all.
You need any champagne to go?
No, I'm good.
I got you. Whatever you need.
I'm gravy.
Al, thank you. Yo.